When we talk about Saryn, we talk about deleting a room full of enemies in one single ability cast. Her Spores ability is what makes her one of the best DPS frames in the game. It's probably a cast, and wait until the enemies drop ability. However, did you know that you can instantly nuke a room with the help of some specific weapons and mods? Recently, the game received an augment tweak update, and it includes Saryn's Venom Dose augment for his first ability. The change is pretty simple, it just lets the caster use the corrosive buff coming from the augment. Simple, but it opens a lot of possibilities and synergies. In fact, if we take a closer look at Saryn's abilities, we can see that she is a condition overload monster. She got a guaranteed corrosive proc with her 4th ability, and you can add that on your weapons. 2 is that, she also can add guaranteed toxin damage with her Toxic Lash, and best part is, you can equip your weapons with other elements, like Viral to create an absolute overkill weapon, with all those element proc and damage, plus a melee weapon that has condition overload. I'm pretty sure nothing will be left once Saryn do her thing. But that's not all, some weapon augments also makes the nuking fun and super lethal. I'm talking about the ability to instant nuke a room of enemies and not just wait for them to die. Weapon augments like the acid shells on Sobek somehow scale with her Spores ability well, and it makes the spread of corrosive do some crazy damage to other enemies once your first spore target explodes. And like I've said earlier, you can mod weapons like the Sobek with Viral, which helps halves the health of enemies, and make them more susceptible to damage. Not to mention that you can also cast your 4th ability to do more viral damage. Honestly, I consider an Acid Shell's Sobek one of the best weapons for Saryn right now. But wait, Sobek is not the only weapon that can do this madness. Mariditron with the Thermagnetic Shell's weapon augment does the same thing, and like the Sobek, you can also mod this weapon with Viral and Radiation, but unlike the primary shotgun, Mariditron hits harder in my opinion, since it can reach 100% status chance easily. In fact, enemies will either die from the damage of this weapon or their armor will get stripped first before they die. Okay, hold your horses lads. Sobek and Mariditron may excite you and you might want to leave after seeing all the things it can do with Saryn, but wait, we are not done yet. The Hammer of Doom. Jatkitag don't want to be left out and wants to join the nuke party. In fact, this melee weapon is far superior when it comes to deleting enemies with Saryn, since it can be equipped with a condition overload mod. The only problem that you will deal with Jatkitag while using Saryn is this frame's survivability. You will need to balance the survivability, range, and power strength mods in your build, not to mention that you will also need from other sources like those crowd-controlling operator arcanes, to help you survive while running this setup. But that's in a solo scenario. You can always ask a friend to use frames that can give you damage reduction buffs. Okay, to give you some ideas on how to build a melee and camper Saryn, let me show you my mod setup for this frame in both scenario. A camper Saryn is easy to mod, since you don't need to incorporate too much survivability on it, as you will be staying in one safe spot. You can put as much range as you want. I can't say max range spores, nor a mid-range spores build will be good for you, as it depends on your playstyle. But it also depends on the mission you are running. Elite Sanctuary would be a walk in the park with a max range spores build, while I prefer just adding both Augur Reach and Stretch for solo endurance, so that enemy flow won't be hampered. Last but not least, try to equip a duration mod, so both Venom Dose and Toxic Lash buffs will last for a long time, and of course, don't forget the Venom Dose augment. For a melee focus Saryn, I prefer a lot of survivability mods. I have both Umbral Vitality and Umbral Intensify, not just to increase my effective health, but also to increase my power strength, which directly affects the corrosive buff given by my Venom Dose augment. Also, I prefer using the Quick Thinking, Primed Flow and Rage combo for more survivability, and I make sure I can take a hit by adding adaptation in my mod setup. I kept primed continuity so I won't need to recast Venom Dose and Toxic Lash every time, and lastly, I added Cunning Drift for some range. To be honest, I don't need high range on my build, since I can group enemies with Magus Anomaly, and I did mod my melee focus Saryn this way so I can stay on the move. The only time I need all these survivability mods is when I'm smashing enemy faces with my badass hammer. So that's it. I hope that you find this video informative, and I wish that after seeing this video, you will love playing Saryn even more. Before you leave, please do give me a favor and like this video, and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more informative Warframe videos like this. Also, if you have the time and the interest, Please watch my next video. I will be sharing my real life to you, just like what I promised my long-time loyal subscribers on this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on my next video. Squad leader signing off.